the morning netball show. We now have to introduce you to Bec Maher, who is here from East Geelong today. That's why you'll be all excited. Birdy's not in the hot seat right now. I'm taking over because we don't want him being a little biased or anything. So welcome, Bec.
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Couple of questions. We'll both fire at you.
Yep.
How's the season going so far?
I guess we had quite a good start to the season.
Yep.
Unfortunately, our last few games have been fairly disappointing. We've got some young players and
Yep.
Things have been a bit up and down, but we're still in the mix, and so the next 5 games are really important to us, and we'll see how they pan out.
That's right. So what would you say the ups and downs are? Is there problems there, or is it just inexperienced players, or how are you sort of feeling?
We're quite gelled as a group,
Yep.
so it's not an issue at all there. I guess we have got a combination of experience and inexperience, which perhaps that's some issues.
Yep.
But I guess in pressure situations, we're perhaps not performing as well as we should.
Yep.
So I guess that's our main issue.
Yeah. Great. I did want to ask you, you mentioned before that you've started some umpiring this year. Is it this season? Or Yep, tell us a bit about your umpiring, because I've got a question for you about the umpiring, having played against you before. So tell us a bit about your umpiring.
Yeah. This season I've taken on umpiring C grade, and I found it to be actually really good, both for my own netball, in terms of perhaps having a greater understanding of the difficulties involved in umpiring.
Yep.
And it's not the greatest job in the world, and it's very easy to criticise.
Yeah.
And so when I'm actually having a go at it and, having to make some tough calls and things like that, I now understand from when I'm playing that it is a lot harder than it looks. So.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to ask you. Having played against you a couple of years ago, Werribee and East, we used to have great, and in that centre court, we used to have great competition there. How do you find the umpiring now, maybe even compared to then? I know some of the players and clubs are feeling like the umpiring's been quite harsh against them for contesting and things. I know you're a contesting player. I know often, or there may have been times where you may have been a little bit late, or, as we all do, but have you had to readjust your game this season at all, do you feel, or has it been... they've been okay with you? Just because I know other people have complained about it, but...
I found the umpiring to be quite consistent, and I think that that's all that you want as a player. Obviously, sometimes you feel hard done by, and I'm sure that we all do at times. But, I definitely play a physical game and contest a lot of balls, and I've probably only had a couple of occasions this year where I've been asked to pull out or to watch it, or perhaps had a warning and things like that. So I hope that the umpires continue to allow that, because that's what you want, contesting and going for it.
That's part of our game. Do you think maybe getting a little bit older you don't go in as much as you used to? Or
possibly getting a bit older, still try going as hard as possible, but I just think that the Sundays are a little bit harder these days than perhaps they used to be. Pull up a bit sore and things, but
Sure.
Now, you're the former, Birdy mentioned before, he talked you all up and said a former league best and fairest, and you've been a runner-up a few times, so looking for that this year. Do you think you've got a chance?
No, not at all. No, I mean, that was, great to win it and come runner-up a couple of times, but as a player, my main desire is to play in a premiership team, and the best I've gone down in Geelong at East Geelong is playing a prelim final.
And when was that? Sorry?
2 seasons ago, so I think 2007.
Yes.
So I think that's what most players would aspire to. And at the moment, that's looking a little bit grim. So, we have to try and get into the finals first before we worry about doing any damage there. So, that's my main aim.
Yep. And do you think, how's Birdy going as an umpire? Do you think he's, as a bloody umpire, as a star?
He wishes.
He tries to do some umpiring.
A third umpire. Do you think he's the one to take you all the way?
I think it's been really good to have Birdy at the club. It's probably the first real coach that East have had, and I know that he was instrumental in getting some players to the club, which I came back, Megs came back, obviously got Mel from Werribee and things like that. So in terms of recruiting, it's good to have a good coach to have a bit of pull on players, and that's what we needed at East. So
you must be extremely resilient though, or can you block him out on the sidelines when he's screaming at you? Do you actually listen?
I can block him out, and I'll probably be on the bench all week
Yeah.
today. But
I'm coaching on Saturday, don't worry, you'll be on.
no, I tend to just try and focus on where I'm playing, my teammates and all of those things, and take the advice at quarter time and half time and those occasions. But I know that some others find it a little bit difficult and look to the bench at times, and I just try and encourage them to, focus on their game, their opponent. Yeah.
Very good.
And what about playing with the younger girls? I know Mel's come down from Werribee. I didn't actually have a lot to do with her at Werribee. How do you think they're going? Are they going to continue to be strong players in A grade, or what's your feeling with those girls?
I think that we've got quite a few young players at East. A couple of the girls are 15, a couple are 19. So
I think you just hurt yourself there on the screen too.
Oh, yeah. Just having a bit, that's that old age kicking in. We have definitely got some younger players there, and I think they're just going to improve with age. We've obviously got a young goaling circle with Shay and Mel in there, and they're doing a great job, but they sometimes get a little bit rattled, and some older, wiser defenders can, rough them up a little bit, and that can be unsettling. So
definitely.
I think that, as time goes along, they're only going to keep on getting better.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. And have you seen improvements in their game since coming to East? Have you seen them improve a lot, or?
Yeah. I mean, Shay has been at the club since she was a junior, so she's and I think that Shay's actually won a league best and fairest in one of the junior, whether it was 17s or 15s. So she's certainly a great player, and if she can mentally get stronger and kind of ignore as best she can that physicalness that some players can bring in, she's only going to continue to get better. Mel's obviously a great player as well, and she's the same, definitely improving. But we just need to at East Geelong have consistent weeks of playing well. Like probably our best game for the year has been Belpost Hill, and we probably haven't played as well together since then. So it's really important for us for the next 5 games that we, string together our best games if we're going to make finals.
Yeah, that's right. And thinking going into finals, seeing as you've played everyone now, who was the toughest component or even opposition for you?
Yep. I think that Werribee and Winchelsea both really strong. I mean, Winch just killed us on the weekend despite missing some players. So I think they're the 2 to beat. Corio made us look second rate, so they're pretty good. So, but I think the 2, Winch and Werribee, are the ones.
Well, Bec, thanks for coming on. Just before we leave you or go to a break, how much do you actually get paid at East Geelong? Don't worry, it's a Birdy thing. She looked at me like, we must leave it there, and we'll be back after a short break.
GDFL.